Recovery of an MMO Junkie starts off as a pretty unconventional show. It stars Moriko, a woman in her 30s who quit her job and retreated into online gaming as a way to escape her real life. Right away, this is something pretty novel. We typically don't see this kind of protagonist, and shows about gaming almost never look at games this way. Instead of focusing on how cool and exciting playing the game is, MMO Junkie is all about the social nature of online gaming, and how it provides just enough distance from other people to allow someone who's socially awkward to have a therapeutic experience. It explores the complicated nature of growing close to other people while keeping everything about yourself secret from them, as well as the stress of what can happen when your real life and online life start to overlap. Then episode 4 happens, and the rest of the season is spent on a good old love triangle. I'm not going to tell you any of the details, because you most likely already know them. They're the same as every other love triangle you've ever seen, and that's really the problem with this show. MMO Junkie spent its first 3 episodes giving us something fresh and new, and then devoted its remaining 7 episodes to following the exact same path 1,000 other shows have before it. Make no mistake, at this point, a love triangle is not a story. It's a template. It's a set of easy instructions to get you to the end of your arc in a way that's bland and formulaic. As soon as this guy started hitting on Moriko, I knew exactly where the show was going, what the ending would be, and more or less how it was going to get there. I've just seen it happen so many times it was impossible not to. And that's incredibly frustrating because I like Moriko, and I wish I got to spend more time exploring the concepts set up in the first 3 episodes in the unique and interesting way that comes from her being an atypical protagonist, instead of this well-traveled, safe way. Hell, the guild that Moriko joins in her game is a full supporting cast that barely gets anything important to say or do. They even start to play with the concept of guild members crossing paths in real life, only to abruptly change direction and mostly forget about her guildmates in favor of giving the overwhelming majority of screen time to this love triangle. And the more I think about all of this, the more it sucks, because this started out as a story all about the calming appeal of isolating yourself from society versus the importance of the bonds we form with other people, and the show all but ignores all of the characters Moriko has been trying to form bonds with. This is a show that really only has 3 characters: the protagonist Moriko, the dirtbag trying to date Moriko, and the main love interest Yuta. Yuta's in-game character is a cute girl named Lily. Moriko plays as a guy named Hayashi who really hit it off with Lily, and the show acts like Yuta being Lily is supposed to be a surprise, but I don't really know how it could be. Before the reveal, Moriko talks a lot about how it's common for people to play characters of different genders like she is, and to put it cynically, this was the easiest decision they could have made. Making Yuta secretly be Lily automatically sets up multiple levels of drama, so of course he is. It's the same level of coincidence as that guy at the convenience store they both shop at secretly being their guild leader. And hell, the big reveal is even on the show's cover art. But it's still a really good idea because it opens the door for a dialogue on what gender and gender perception mean in the context of falling in love in a virtual space where you never see or hear the other person. Only they don't really get to talk about that very much at all. They squander all of their originality in favor of going all in on predictability. They even cram in the detail that Moriko and Yuta unknowingly bonded in another MMO a long time ago and made each other the people they are today, showing that they were always meant to be together, which I might actually hate more than the love triangle, because presenting a vision of love that is tied to fate or destiny is a complete rejection of everything this show started to explore about the complex nature of human relationships. I realize that by now I'm sounding like a broken record, and most of you are probably annoyed listening to me, but I want to stress that all my negative feelings about this show come from the fact that I really love how the series started, but it took a hard left turn away from the things that made it special. Instead of using this fresh, interesting protagonist to explore the concepts of social interaction in the 21st century, anxiety, finding love, and what role gender plays in all of it, they just played it safe and gave us the same old thing we've seen 1,000 times. And didn't even leave enough room to develop a supporting cast. This show is the picture of wasted potential, because they didn't just imply all of the things I talked about were there. The show actively started to explore them, and then just stopped. I hate saying this, but as it is, MMO Junkie is profoundly disappointing. So while I'd jump at the chance to see more stories about Moriko, I can't in good conscience recommend this season to anyone. My favorite love triangle is probably what goes on in the show Gamers, since it's a pretty hilarious send-up and subversion of the whole concept. Tell me yours in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.